So watching another episode of Highly Respected with yours truly, Miss Streetz. I have Billy Dollaz in the building. Well, not in the building, but on the other side. What's good, Billy?
Not much. Just maintaining, making it do, what it's supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Billy Dollaz, of course, we gotta get into your name. I like to ask people how they got their name. So go ahead and tell us that story.
Well, I started out as in a group. The name of my group was Tango and Cash. A lot of people might know that from a few songs that Red and Meth dropped where they was talking like they the new Tango and Cash. Well, I'm part of the old Tango and Cash. I'm Cash. I'm the guy that they put their group together. They got their little image and style and swag from, but I'll talk about that another time.
Right. But I want to hear that.
The veterans have been biting. Yeah, even the veterans have been biting, but we'll talk about that, But I got the name Billy first because, kind of my attitude won me the title of Billy because, I'm pretty much a badass in the streets. Well, I used to be. I was a young, wild dude, and it just kind of stuck. That and the fact that my grandfather's name is William, my uncle's name is William, it just kind of stuck with me, where I just kept it to pay tribute as well as honor my attitude. So,
Right. That's what's up. That's cool. So how long have you actually been doing music? How long you been rapping?
I started actually producing. So the rapping part, I want to say I started really doing that so I would say it's been about maybe 20 years. Good 20 years, yeah.
Right. So what's the difference from you rapping back then and now? Like, what do you see different as far as your style and also the industry itself?
Honestly, I think everything about me when it comes to my style is different. Back in the day, I was very, I was trying to be one of those backpack rappers, Most Def, Talib Kweli, all that East Coast New York sound. I was into that heavy, and I was trying to be more like that. But then I realized, after conferring with some of my former colleagues, things like that, that's not me. I'm a street guy. I do street stuff. And, so I started making street music, and it just, it fit me and my personality better than trying to be super lyrical and
conscious. Conscious.
Yeah. I'm still conscious, but it's in a different way. Like it's more blatant and to the point instead of trying to use a bunch of big words and rap old sounding ass beats. Like, nah, I'm gonna give you that same vibe, but I'm gonna make it pop for you. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. So let's talk about the Reboot. It has 13 songs on there. That's like your latest project. Is that correct, right?
Yeah, that's my latest full album. I'm working on something now. It's untitled. If any of my, supporters have any ideas about a title for my next project, I would be more than welcome to consider it.
Cool.
I'll chime in, comment under this, do all that.
Well, we're gonna talk about the upcoming projects, but yeah, let's talk about the Reboot and why'd you name it Reboot? Let's start with that.
Yeah, I named it the Reboot because I felt like music needed to be reset. People were doing everybody sound the same, first of all.
Yes.
I listen to a lot of trap music. Like I'm with T-Pain and anybody else that co-signs that most of these rappers are sounding the same these days. You can't tell the Migos from this one or that one, or everybody's auto-tuned and everybody's doing things a certain way, and it just all starts to mush together. Half the producers' beats are sounding like all they did was change two sounds and add an extra, so it's like that, nobody's being original. I understand this is trap music era and all of that, but come on, y'all gotta do better.
Right.
So what I decided to do, so what I decided to do with the Reboot was I crafted an album with a lot of different sounds.
Mhm.
I gave you, you know, I gave you some drill music. I gave you some songs for the females. I gave you, some hip hop. I gave you, like
A
some
little bit of
straight street
everything.
records. Like,
Yeah.
like I tried to mix
Yeah.
it up. You know
You
what I mean?
did. Cool. That's cool. Do you have any favorite songs on there, or which ones stand out to you?
Uh, One of my favorite songs is Beautiful Mess, which is one of the few, it's for the ladies.
Right.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Mhm.
Because everybody, when you with someone, you love someone, and they're hustling, trying to reach their goals, that sometimes they could be a little jump,
Yeah.
they jumble. They're just very, in a rush. They're trying to get
Right.
stuff done because they got a lot on their plate.
Hmm.
And, Beautiful Mess is inspired by ambitious women who are just all over the place, but they're still beautiful, still making it work,
Right.
through all the obstacles and things like that. So, it was just my ode to the ladies.
Hmm.
I also got a song on there called Heartless, which is the exact
I like
opposite.
that one. Yeah. That's my joint too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
like that.
I got both sides of the spectrum with that.
Right. And you have to, you got to. So we were talking about upcoming projects and stuff like that. You can go ahead and give them a little preview of what to expect for your new music and projects that you're coming out with.
Right. Well, my new music again is my next project will be coming out on Dirty South Records. Shout out to the Brasco, Jeremy Fitzgibbon, the 2B2P. We working on another project as well over there. Fatality is the next project we're working on with 2B2P Entertainment. As far as my next project, personally, like I said, I'm looking for titles. If anybody has any ideas, suggestions, jump down in the comment box if need be. Go look me up, look at my music if you don't already know it, and tell me, what's y'all vibes. But I'm kind of letting this one because I've always crafted all of my own stuff from
Mhm.
start to finish. I always pick the beats. I always recorded. Like my last project, I recorded, mixed, and mastered most
Oh,
of it.
that's cool. Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that. That's cool. So what's that process like for you? Like, is it a little,
uh,
are you more focused on how clean it sounds, or I mean, because you're doing everything. So do you lose focus?
yeah, I think my focus stays on making sure it's quality first,
Mhm.
making sure the
Right.
song is hit. If it don't sound right to me, I'm not dropping. Like, and it can't just be some mediocre. I don't always shoot for a club record or something that I know. Sometimes I just do it and wait,
Right.
and I'll hold because I got songs I did for the reboot that I held. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and I still haven't released to this day.
Right.
But I think for me mostly I focused on the sound. I wanted to be clean. I wanted to bump. I wanted to hit you hard when you put that in the, and whether you knocking it in the car or in the house. I
Mhm.
wanted to
So do
rock
you
with
make
me.
the
So
final decision as far as what songs are going on your projects, or what songs are you going to release, or do you have somebody else listen to them and get their opinions as well?
I do.
Or it's just you?
I mean, I share my opinions with my
Mhm.
partner Brasco at Dirty South.
Mhm.
Um, like we sit back and we like, cause at first, like I said, I had did like 30 songs and
Mhm.
we chopped it down to the 13. So, it was more of a process of I make the final decision, but this is where this project is going to differ because I'm letting, someone else do that
Gotcha.
deciding for
Okay.
me because I want to hear something different from me.
Mhm. Right. That's a good idea, though. That's definitely a good idea. That's really dope. I know you mentioned a few people, but I do want you to give some shout outs to people that, are key people that's, been supportive, and also family, friends, whoever else you would like to shout out.
Of course. I want to give a big shout out to, my boy Tony Terrell. He's always been in my corner looking out for me, you know what I mean? Y'all might know him as Patron Tone on my song That Good. We got a couple of records that we working on. I'm gonna either put them on a new album or I'm gonna release them as singles. I'm not sure yet, but we worked on some stuff. I mean, we're continuing to work on some stuff. I want to give a shout out to Teen Divas Closet. If you're a female and you like, trendy stuff, and we got a little bit of everything from makeup to whatever. Go check them out. Team Diva Closet on Instagram. It's a website, teamdivacloset.com. All that. Also, give a shout out to Jeremy Fitzgibbon, of course, 2B2P. That's also my management. Give a shout out to Nebraska, Dirty South Records, Jason Gillespie at American Recording, Rob Dorsey at works at MBK with Cheese and them, and Jeff Robinson. I could go so deep because I got so many friends in the business. Shout out to my brother Denton, back on the road again with Rod Digger and Buster and them.
I was a huge Rod Digger fan, FYI.
Right.
I love her tone. She had bars and everything.
Right, like I'm from Jersey, so people don't know, like my story go a lot deeper than just me being like I drove her. Like I remember when they announced that she was the first lady of Flip Mode. I was there. I drove her to that event at the Flamingo with Z. They was all in it was me, Z, Denton. We was all in the car. I was rolling with the outside.
I definitely remember that. Remember that era, because I'm from New York, so I definitely remember that whole era. So I have her album. The one album she had, I have it still to this day, the CD.
Talking about Dirty Harriet,
yes, it was yellow and she was straight up with the ponytail. I have that right now.
Right, it's crazy because that album title, the name for it was inspired by our movement to a certain degree, if you ask me, because we were Tango and Cash, me and my partner. They were on a whole different wave, but I noticed, after they signed their deal and they started doing certain things that they were actually paying us a little bit of attention. And, it just kind of made sense. Like, oh, you went to the same well that I went to dig up my, the name for my group and this, that, and the third. Like we all, kind of went there. And it was just dope. It was a dope era of music,
Definitely was.
But I feel like a lot of people don't give me especially. And I'm a little, I was very arrogant back then, but I was nice. I couldn't help it. You know what I mean? But a lot of people gave us, our props in our face, but then behind our back, they really didn't, they weren't mentioning our names in the light that they were supposed to, in the rooms that they were supposed to mention them in. And, it's cool.
It's fine. But look, that's why I have you here. I did my research, so I know all about you. So that's why I
did
my research. So, I definitely appreciate everything that you've done, whether people know or not, just you just being an artist, and giving people something else to listen to besides all the same stuff like we discussed earlier. So
right. And that's my goal. I'm going to always be different. I'm going to always think outside the box. I'm never just going to give you the mediocre. Like if I want to give you mediocre, I'll go do a feature with somebody who already doing that. Let them be responsible.
Exactly.
I got to create that dope shit.
Right. So Billy Dollaz, I want you to give your social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it is you have, so everybody can be updated and also support you as well.
True. Basically everything. My Instagram is official Billy Dollaz. Facebook, The Real Billy Dollaz. Everything else is Billy_Dollaz, TikTok, Snapchat, all that. But I really don't. I play around on Instagram the most. I really don't entertain Facebook no more because, not trying to be funny. I love all of my older friends and people from, back in the day, but they don't support me unless
I understand. Trust me. I definitely understand.
So I love y'all, but y'all can eat a fat one at the same time.
Hey, you can say what you want on here.
Right, I'm still trying to keep it politically correct. I hope I don't want a kid to stumble upon
it. You gotta watch what you say now, unfortunately, which is a whole nother story. But so Billy Dollaz, thank you for coming and thank you for talking to me. Like I said, I support everything that you do. Just keep it up. I'm giving you your flowers, so I just want you to keep going and keep making that music.
I definitely will. I also got some other stuff coming up too. We working on some short movies. If you have a chance, go check out Brick City Boys, the movie. I have a few appearances in that. It's an older film, but it did pretty well. Did a couple million views, da 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 da. Me,
Okay.
even though me and the director, we fell out or whatever because he didn't want to do a deal I brought to the table for him for the movie.
Wow.
So it ended up just sitting on YouTube. Yeah, that was the person who took they were scared because I was a street guy once again, and they thought I was bringing them some hoodness, but no, I brought them
Right.
a legit deal to get on Netflix, Redbox, and all that other stuff. He just didn't want to
Wow.
do it.
Well, I
Probably thought I
mean,
was gonna try to rob him
you
for it.
can do
I
your
don't
own.
know.
How about that? Like you say, you're gonna
Right,
work
right.
on your
That's
own
why we
stuff. So
doing it now. Because
yes,
we
yes.
got everything at Dirty South. So I'm not
Cool.
even tripping. We about to do
So
it. Oh,
yeah.
I'm writing a book too called
Okay.
Silence, the Billy Dollaz story, so be on the lookout for that too.
All right, cool. Well, we definitely will because everybody has your social media and stuff, so they'll be able to know when you're releasing everything. Once again, thank you, Billy Dollaz, and I will see
Thank
you
you.
next time. All right.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
I'll be here.